All right, grasshoppers. It is 11 o'clock on Monday morning throughout the universes. What a thrill this is, too. Travis Kelce's girlfriend joins us, too. They look like twins, too. I know that's really not Taylor Swift, but they look like just identical. Just put some
It's
red lipstick on
unbelievable.
you.
The
Yeah.
resemblance is uncanny.
Yeah. Put some red
But
lipstick on you and put a mustache on her. Oh, yeah, you guys are twins.
even though this is New York Rangers, I'm wearing my Detroit Lion blue. I'm a little bit
I know.
morning.
I love Dan Campbell, too. But you know what?
No.
He goes for it all the time. That's the way he coaches. So
you do that when you have a game next week.
yeah. Here's the thing, though. I just think that okay, so he's the guy that his teams look at him, his players look at him and say, okay, this is the way he coaches. He goes all out, and we're going to do the same thing. So he's going, and then all of a sudden, if he doesn't go all out, I don't know. But okay, if we're sitting here this morning and he'd done the same thing and they scored, then what would we be saying?
Genius. But the thing is, like right before the halftime, you never take points off the board. So now you go in 24-7. It was 27. It could have been 27-7. Yeah. Psychologically, it's like $1.99 or $2. $1.99 seems so cheap. So you go in the locker room 27-7 as opposed to 24-7. It's still a big gap, but it's just a little bit more psychological crushing. You know?
I know. But it's not like he's made this one decision. He does it all the time, right? He's always doing it. So
yeah,
I love the guy. Yeah, man. I think picture. I think the big picture where they are now. So yeah.
It was a fun game to watch, though. Real turf. The uniforms look cool. I thought Detroit looked great in white. It was a cool look.
The first game was good too. I liked the first game too.
Yeah. Some people thought it was boring, but I had no problem with it. Mahomes, 6 years in the league, 6 AFC championships.
I know. First, and he just looked like he just was not going to be denied. Like it's just
right. He's so athletic.
And it's a mental part too. He's just like he finds a way to get it done all the time.
And that running back's tremendous, Pacheco.
Yeah.
I mean, when you can count on a guy to get you 5, 6, 7 yards of carry on first down, it just puts you in the driver's seat. You know.
Yeah. The one thing I mean, Travis Kelce, the whole Taylor Swift thing, I've had enough of, but he played well yesterday, man. He was good too.
You got to give it to her though. Rookie year, made it to the Super Bowl. I mean, you got to give her credit. This is her rookie year, and she's in the Super Bowl.
You do that to me once in a while, like you're saying something that's really serious. I'm like, what's he talking about? Let me see. Who's going to get fired? Somebody say something about getting fired? Good morning, fine fellas. Oh, I see. How's your weekend otherwise?
Oh, good. Yeah. Saturday, what did I do Saturday? I don't even remember. But Sunday is the day when I train some kids I sponsor.
Oh.
Yeah. So
that's right, too. That's right. Yes.
It's a fulfilling day.
Good. And then yesterday, the football. Seeing 2 months. Oh, I made my homemade sourdough bread with the tomato soup. Oh,
how'd it come out? That looked cool.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I'm getting the bread down now. I'm getting it all figured out. They stretch and fold and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a process, but all worth it. Only problem is it doesn't last too long. But then they say that if you put it in the freezer, you take it out, run it under water, and then put it right back in the oven, and it comes
rehydrates.
Oh, nice call, rehydration.
Yeah.
Bonehead Punch, yes, they did. Yeah. Let me see. Oh, hold on. They had an alumni game yesterday. Rangers and Islanders squad put out a search party for. No, we're not invited this year. And not invited to the alumni game.
They wanted the other team to win, so they didn't want you out there dominating.
We played last year, and it was all like Pierre Turgeon guys that just retired from Islanders like 3 or 4 years, and they were up and down the ice like it was a Stanley Cup. Actually, we've had to yell at them. The guy stop.
Slow down.
It's the alumni game. Yeah, it's alumni game. That's right. I forgot that was this past weekend. Yes, sir. Go ahead. Fire away there, you magical.
I was going to say, pass the puck around, man. Have some fun.
Yeah. I was doing more talking to people than I was playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had this last one about a month ago. Was it 3 or 4 weeks ago? And we were at Mamaroneck at Homics. And I just sat on the bench the whole time, blew my whistle.
Yeah.
Did I tell you that? I've got the little whistle on my glove, from coaching.
Oh, yeah.
So I sit there when it's close to being an offside, and I blow the whistle.
Just blow it, yeah.
Yeah, but the only problem is they didn't stop, but our goalie stopped. He didn't know what was going on. I should have told him, but it's very funny because he stopped you, and the whistle blew for something.
I coached with this guy, Christian Valvano at Montclair State. Great guy, really good. If anybody's looking for private lessons for their son or daughter, Christian's a guy. It's unbelievable. But every time the other team would come like within 5 feet of the blue line, he'd scream offside, and you catch him once a game where the kids would just stop. You know?
I try to do it when they're taking a penalty shot too. They don't give penalties; they just give penalty shots. So, well, that's right.
Funny.
Henrik Lundqvist. Oh, sorry, Henrik Lundqvist played in the game too. That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah. He's alumni.
That's right. He is. Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You're about to make a bold
statement. No, I just, recalling coaching with Christian, and I made a point of never talking to other players on other teams. You just don't do that. It's not your place, right?
Yeah.
One night I couldn't help myself. So we're playing. I won't even name the school, but this kid was just like way after the whistle, jumping guys' elbow, sticking them, stuff like that.
Right.
So we were up 4-1, and he's going back to the bench, and I said to him, how can you possibly be -5?
Oh, it's all right. Nice.
You're awful. Yeah. And he looked at me, did the math, and he got all perturbed. But.
The only NHL coach, Brad Trottier, good man. He's a good man, classy dude.
Mm-hmm.
Classy dude. He really good guy actually too. Brian Murray was the only coach that used to yell, and we've lost Brian now, so I should be careful. He's not with us any longer. But he had the lisp going on.
Yeah,
so he was just such an ezy target. He'd stand at the door trying to yell at you, and so we're all like spitting at him. It was just too easy and he would get hot too. The guys on the bench, you can see guys on the bench because it's embarrassing. Like you said, once in a while you did it, but I mean, you just don't normally do it. The guys on the bench.
That was the only time I did it. But the feel was out of his mind. He had battles with Bill Barber.
Oh.
And then he used to call Jacques Martin. He called Mr. Potato Head. And really be a big fan.
Rooting hard for Philip Hedl to
something with a lower body injury now.
Oh, so he's sitting the whole year now? And he came back to practice, right?
Yeah, with a red shirt, and they had to take him off the ice, carry him. He was a lower body injury, so I don't know if it was an ACL or what it was.
Just that.
No, it was, because he had a red jersey on, so maybe he hit a rut. Who knows?
Let me see. Yeah, I haven't climbed a mountain, Tom. I heard that. Let's see. There's lots of climbing many Rocky Mountains. I love the activity. My probably profiles picks lower slopes of Mount Everest. Oh, very cool. I guess I've climbed mountains. Mark does that quite a bit. Like pretty much.
Yeah, I wouldn't say mountains, but I guess so.
Elevation.
Yeah. Well, Slats has his place out in Banff.
Yeah, he owns half of Banff, I think.
Yeah.
He's a smart man. He's a good businessman. He
made some money.
Yeah. I was giving him a hard time. I had a meeting with him a few years ago, and he's a good guy. He puts on that hard guy exterior. But he was talking how he's taking a helicopter from New York City up to Hartford to watch Hartford play. He was pretty funny. He liked it too. What else? I'm trying to think what else is exciting. That the football's winding down. So the Super Bowl was in 2 weeks? Super Bowl?
2 weeks, Next week's the Pro Bowl, which...
Isn't it like a skills or like a flag football or something? I've seen those advertisements.
Something's going on with the NFL really. I mean, viewership down or something because they got all kinds of stuff going on.
Yeah, I know.
Not really. I mean,
just ways to make more money. Right?
Yeah.
Do you see where a lot of people think the NFL's rigged now because of all the gambling?
Yeah, well, except that they blew the whole theory about. Remember, I was talking to you about. I don't know, it was last week. But
yes.
The logo at the beginning of the year. Well, those two teams, those colors are not playing in the bowl.
Oh, that's right. That didn't work out this time. Okay,
didn't work out.
That theory goes down the tubes.
Yeah.
I've kept in touch with Barry back here. Hi, Barry. Oh, Barry Shelley. Nice day here in Clarkston, Michigan. Open the snowboard today. Scotty Cooper.
I don't think we're getting any snow here this year. Now watch February and March, we'll get bombed. But
we got some snow here, but it all melted right away.
I think it's here for a day and then
So we don't know for sure how he was hurt. Or you think it's a lower body injury?
Well, I don't know, Danny. That's what I read, but who knows? Yeah. It'd be hard to believe it'd be head related, but you never know. I mean, the guy maybe took a digger and hit his head. But I thought I heard lower body.
Rangers sometimes train in higher elevations. Not to my knowledge. I mean, they go to Denver, obviously, and play there with higher elevation. That really does affect you too. That really they can get dehydrated quickly. Yeah.
So when Beth and I went out to Utah to hike in the summer, the guy that ran the business, he played college basketball at Wyoming Division I.
Right.
And who's Wyoming? But he said because they're at elevation, teams would come in and they'd be hanging with them for the first half, and then the second half Wyoming would take over. And then he goes, then we go down and play them at their place. We lose by 40 points. But,
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
So yeah, because they were used to the training. I mean, they did all the training at elevation.
Right.
Yeah.
We've had a few guys going into this program this year, right? Didn't what's his name in
Lane,
Boston?
yeah,
Lane-
this
Lucci.
Lucic. Yeah, that story kind of went away.
Yeah. Yeah. That
Yeah.
story kind of disappeared. Yeah.
But what's going on? These 5 kids too. So what bothers me
Oh.
about this whole story is they're already convicted, and these kids could be innocent. And we all have to remember, because you and I were talking earlier this morning, the famous or infamous Duke lacrosse story, which is quite a while ago already. But
Yeah.
they had 5 kids. They charged them with raping and blah blah. Turned out they were totally innocent.
Well,
And
but
yet-
I think in this case, if I'm not wrong, what I read about it was that they had come to a settlement. Hockey Canada paid her off.
Yeah.
So assuming then that they had done something. If they hadn't done something, they wouldn't settle it, right? I guess.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe just to keep, even if they were innocent, just pay her off to shut
Right.
her up. I don't know.
Right.
You know?
So now there's no statute of limitations in Canada.
No.
So she's come back now again. So I'm with
Did
you.
she come back, or is it the prosecutors? That's what I'm a little confused. with.
Good point. Good point. I don't know. Oh, that you could be right.
Yeah, I
Because
think
if
it's
she
the
got paid off,
prosecutors. Yeah.
I'm assuming she signed some agreement that said
And-
that's it.
yeah. An NDA of some sort,
I see. You're right.
which could screw her up, because
Well,
turns
but
out
if
it
she's
didn't
not the
happen.
one, if she's not the one that is coming forward with it, it's the prosecutor.
Yeah.
But and then he's probably going to want to make her talk. And she's forced to talk. So that's interesting. So anybody that doesn't know these, so Carter Hart, a couple of guys in
New
Can't
Jersey, McLeod, and forget the other kid's name,
Columbus,
Dubé.
Yeah. Where did Taylor hear Laura Hart's reports that what happened related to the injury? Oh, well, Susan knows. Where did Taylor hear lower body? Okay.
Oh, I'm Taylor. I forgot who I was today. Yeah, I had. Susan, I read that on the internet. I think like one of the Ranger Blue. I think I also read it in the Post. I may be wrong, but that's what I thought I heard. It'd be hard to believe you get another head injury out there skating alone with a red shirt on.
Yeah.
But anything's
Listen,
possible. I mean, you take a digger, you hit your head.
Sometimes with these concussions too, it looks like they're healed, and then all of a sudden you get some activity, and all of a sudden it comes back, right?
It gets so bad. I know that Eric Lindros, who's very famous for one time he he just got like a little rub in practice, but it was enough to shake his head enough that he got a concussion.
Yeah.
So if it's
Some of those guys, it drags on and on. Can't sit in a lighted room or anything like that. They can't drive.
yeah, after the first one, the second one becomes easier, the third,
Yeah.
and they just get easier and easier.
And they do baseline testing on all these guys now, right? So
Do
they're able
baseline
to
testing,
test them,
and-
and so then they know where, compared to the baseline testing, where they're at now.
Where they're at. And the old school of thought was to go to sleep. And they say, no, don't go to sleep, but go into a dark room and very little activity for your brain. Don't read, don't look at TV, don't look at your iPad. Just they want the brain to quiet down, kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah. But the problem with concussion, there's no blood test. It's all symptomatic.
Right.
And everybody's symptoms are differing,
And that Cal Foote, right? That's Adam Foote's son too, right?
Is it? I didn't know
He's
that
one
was
of
his kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's the one on Anthony. Is he in New Jersey? I think he's a kid in New Jersey, maybe.
Yeah. So apparently, what happened, from what I've read, is she was having consensual sex with, I think, a couple of other players.
I think 2 players.
Right. And
If I
then
remember
these
correctly.
other 5 players came in the room, and it was not consensual.
Mhm.
And then she took it public, I guess, or whatever, took it to court, and then that's when the settlement was made with Hockey Canada. And now they're back at it. So something must be going on, though, right? I mean, if they remove them from the teams, that's
Well,
interesting.
you got to think what happened in
Yeah.
Chicago with Perry, and then
Yeah.
what happened with the other thing.
Yeah.
The NHL is really super sensitive about anything like this now, and I understand. I mean, if it is true, it's
Yeah.
not cool.
Oh, and, yes, you're right too. If they were to travel around and going into visiting arenas and it gets out public, did Corey Perry sign in Edmonton? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Wow. Interesting.
Mhm.
I don't know his history. If he made a mistake and he's paid for it, then Kenny Holland, the GM there, is a good man too. He's a good, real good person and everything. So I don't think he would have. I'm sure he's worked with Kerry, probably like in Team Canada's and stuff like that too. So he probably knows him.
The guy can play. I mean, he's a good player.
Yeah.
He's a guy that kind of player New York could use right now. A little bit of sandpaper. And
And that
throw a goal
leadership.
here.
Yeah. They wanted him in the locker room. That I guess
because something's going on in New York. I don't know what it is, but
yeah, well, they've shown how physically they could be. I mean, like 2 years ago when they went to in the playoffs and they went in that run, man, they were a gritty team. I remember Lindgren coming back from being hurt and how much that fired everybody up.
when Trouba smashed his helmet, I mean, that set him off. And right now, there's no, your top 5 or 4 at least are 30 years and plus.
Yeah.
That
is the problem because you turn the clock back, 3 years ago with all those young kids, Hedel and Lafreniere and Kakko, and you say, okay, not only are they going to be good now, but they're going to be good down the road. And you kind of listen; those kids can still turn it around. Hedel, does he play at all ever again if it's a concussion like that?
Hedel was playing really well, and Laffy's. I think what we're seeing is what you're going to get out of him. I don't see it getting any worse or any that markedly better. He's a second line guy that is going to be responsible with the puck, kind of thing. Hopefully in his own end. But the other guy, Kakko.
Well, you look at Nathan McKinnon out in Colorado. I keep mentioning him all the time. Like his first 2, 3, maybe 4 years. I remember we did a podcast with what the radio guy was a former player. The guy he was up in the stands and he was playing for Boston.
Was it Billy? Greg Billington?
No, McNabb.
Oh, Peter McNabb.
Yeah, and we talked to. I was really high on Nathan McKinnon. He said, "Man, he's really not playing that well." Like he was really at that point down on him. Now he's in some people's minds the best player in the league. Or
look at Jack Eichel.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's a different team, a different system.
Well, that'd be the scary thing for me if they do ever trade Lafreniere, and then
that's the problem. It's a risk you take. Risk you take, and they've done that before. I mean, every team is guilty of it. It's just not New York.
Yeah, they just are missing something, right? Just that little jam that
Well, and when you really think about the whole draft process, you're drafting 18-year-old kids.
Oh yeah. So, you can't tell.
Guys.
Yeah, that difference between 18 and 22, mentally and physically, and everything. Yeah. All right, so the Roscoe. So we're going to be getting out there, everybody, to the Roscoe Mountain Club. That's all. We're all got our brochures all put together, team put together. So,
by the way, I sent you a YouTube. I don't know if you got a chance to see it, and it was a couple of nutritionists, whatever. They went to Costco shopping.
Oh yes, I saw that. Yes.
Yeah, and you know what? I was educated because they were talking about. They went by all the oils. Anything that's a seed oil, highly processed, becomes rancid. It's just nasty for you. And it oxidizes if it's in a clear container. So you want to go with 100% virgin olive oil, right?
Or avocado oil.
Right. Or avocado oil. So here's where this leads to. They were talking about mayonnaise. And there's a brand called Chosen.
Yes.
And it's avocado oil.
Yeah.
And I was buying organics and they said, and I never bothered, shame on me, I never bothered to look at the label. Really stupid of me to do.
Yeah.
But there was soy flour oil in that mayonnaise, which is highly processed.
Right.
So yesterday, in fact, I bought the Chosen, and it's just what it says it is. It's avocado oil,
Right.
So even sometimes my point is, even when you think you're eating organic and it's healthy, still read the label, because just because it's organic, I mean, gasoline's organic, but I wouldn't tell you to drink it,
So what? Where'd you get that one? So all right, so organic. This whole organic.
Yeah.
So clearly organic means that no pesticides or anything has been used.
Pretty much, yeah. And again, it's you still have to be careful. Just because it says it's
organic. How do we know that? How do we? So the farmers have like these 1,000-acre farms, and they're out there. How do we know it's not getting sprayed? I mean, is anybody like the FDA
so that's
inspect it?
That's part of it too. And what are they? What is the animal product you're eating? What are they being fed?
Yeah.
And then in terms of any vegetable or what is that being fed in terms of the water? Where are they getting that water from?
I know. Yeah, we're screwed.
And where are they getting?
Yeah, I get stuck on those reels on Instagram, and there's stories about out in Texas the water supply. Actually, Kennedy, what's it? The guy, the Kennedy that's out there talking about stuff. Yeah. He's talking about the stuff they put in the water supply in Texas. It was tested on some animals and made the males. They became females. They're chemically castrated.
Yeah, well, that's at in the plastics too. So they're finding out now. We're actually, so you've been drinking Poland Spring in these bottles here. Turns out we're consuming or absorbing much more microplastics than we thought we were prior to this latest research.
Right.
And the problem with microplastics is it affects your endocrine system, and that's not a good thing at all.
Yeah. What does Barry Shelley, the magical Barry Shelley, want there? While you were playing, Tom, didn't they have a sit down at the start of the season about staying out of trouble? Yeah. So
Yeah.
Frank Torpy would come in. He's the Boston guy. Steve DeBano's doing 30 hard years. Yeah. It was the same guy every year. He was a great guy. He was really old school. He was a police officer, a retired police officer, and he gave us a speech about. But
no one listens.
Yeah. People always say that too. Like, we shouldn't have more programs for players to learn how to invest money better and all that kind of stuff.
They've tried that.
Dave Maloney's, we rented Dave Maloney's and his wife's apartment. She came in to check on things one time. I had to go 15 paychecks on my bedroom floor. I was like, put these in the bag. Yeah, I'll get to it. We don't.
Well, I know a guy that his rookie year, again, it was a while back. I think it was $75K he made. And he heard another guy in the locker room, Donnie Lever, made like some money in copper.
Oh.
So this guy put $50K in, not knowing you could lose all your money and even more than you put in.
Right.
So essentially his first year he played for free.
Oh, I had my agent, the first agent got me one of these 4-to-1 tax write-offs. I was making like $60,000. So I was writing off, I put in 12,500. So I wrote off 50,000 of the 60. I didn't even qualify to be in it. I remember him saying to me, I said, well, what if this doesn't work out? He says, Tom, that'll be in 10 years. They won't be able to find you by now. But by then, 10 years went and they found
you.
Oh, God, that was so painful because you didn't have that much money. Now you got to write a big check back to the IRS, and I remember because Art Kaminsky, one of the best salesmen I ever. So I went into his office. I was going to be a man. I was going to go into his office face to face and fire him and do the right thing. I left 20 minutes later thinking he's my best friend I ever had. So he was. I remember like about a month later, I stopped and all of a sudden, like, what happened here? I was going to fire this guy. Oh man. Let me see.
Well, youth is wasted on the young.
I know. Yeah. Yeah, you look back at it. We had a blast. Yeah. Guys, we're doing this podcast now, the Full Change podcast, that you guys can listen to on all full podcast platforms. Please like, share, and comment. And doing this stuff like with Mike Allison. And I had Don Waddell on, who's the GM down in Carolina.
Atlanta too, right?
No, he was in Atlanta. Yep. Yeah. And we were teammates together 4 years of college. So we tell these old stories, Mike Allison, all these guys, Mike Rogers. And it's just, we just die laughing because thinking like, we really did that stuff. I mean, that was, yeah. All right. So we solved the mystery of we didn't solve the mystery of the Rangers. Kind of weird seeing Tom's mouth move and not hearing him talk. Oh. What do you mean by that? Because I get the microphone in front of me. They said,
I think you froze. I think you froze for a second.
Oh, did I? Oh, okay.
Yeah. I guess I don't know what Barry's.
Yeah. How was the Vegas trip? Oh, that was so great trip. Rangers are fantastic too. It was really a thank you for the stuff we do. Myself, Brian Mullen, Nick Fotillo, Stefan Matteau, Adam Graves, Mike Hartman, Rob Greshner. I'm missing somebody here. Darren Langdon. So it was a blast. Really cool. We went to you got to go to the Sphere. You say it's Sphere?
Spheres. Yeah, I think it's Sphere.
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 The Sphere. Yeah, the Sphere. The Sphere. You got to go to the Sphere though.
Yeah, that looks really amazing.
Yeah, they had the robots there, the AI robots. So I had I programmed the robot to say that Full Change podcast was your favorite podcast. Got that video and everything too. And then you go in and you watch the video. They're gonna have I think Tony does this. They're gonna have boxing matches there, and they have a simulator there that shows all the damage that's being done to the guy's face as he's.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. But this screen, I swear, it had to be like the size of a football field. This like rounded screen. So the one we had, the video or this movie we watched was kind of saying how the Earth was kind of formed. What we're doing to it now with the theory then that we're going to have to leave the Earth because it'll be ruined and like the new Adam and Eve take off to another planet. So all the stuff like when they had showing animals like the elephants and everything, and they're just right on top of you. And the funniest thing, I was sitting with Adam Graves and his wife and Violet, his name, best Violet. And so they get the helicopter I'm assuming it's a helicopter with the camera, and it's going along above like the Grand Canyon, and then it goes right over the cliff. So you feel like you're falling off the cliff.
Not for me. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't do well with that. Like when Beth and I were in Utah, the first day we were in Moab, I could like only get so close to the edge there because it's
Oh,
you know.
yeah.
And she's like, "You all right?" She's on the edge taking photos, and I'm
Oh,
back here like praying.
see that it's if I'm with somebody, especially somebody I really care about, that's
Yeah.
even worse. Like them,
Oh
because
yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
it's a control thing, right? You can
Yeah.
fall. Yeah. Yes, Susan Brooks has banned me from.
I was more worried about her pushing me, but anyhow.
She wouldn't do that. She loves you. I've been banned from future trips. Yes, I went 0-2 at the start of the trip. Vegas and LA, and then after I left, they won one and tied one, I think, right? Yeah,
they haven't been playing well for the past month.
Yeah, it's just kind of that they've shown they've got more to their game than that too. It's just kind of that they're waiting for something to happen. I don't know.
So what's your thought on Shesterkin? Is he hurt, or is he just kind of lost the game a little bit, or a little bit of both? Or
I don't know. You kind of wonder if he's one of those guys, and again, just purely speculating, that now Quick comes in, and Quick's a good goaltender. And does that bother Shesterkin? Does he want to be the man? I don't know.
Been more consistent and outplayed him this year for sure. Quick.
Yeah.
Or see, I look at goaltending like pitching. Like you could be a 20-game winner, and then the next year you can't find a plate.
Yeah.
It's just something here, mental.
What's our definition of a slump?
That's a good question.
To me, it's not just the wins and losses. It's
Your
how
approach.
you're playing. Yeah. The preparation. What's your practice like? All that stuff. So this guy keeps calling me potential spam.
Then it is spam. Why do they say potential spam? Why don't they just say spam?
Okay, so I get random calls from number. How do I know? How do they know? Like some of them they list as unknown number. Some of them they list as potential spam.
I used to answer and play with them, but I found out don't do that because they can still worm their way into your phone somehow.
Yes, I heard that too.
Yeah.
I used to love to do that. Pretend I was speaking Spanish.
Yeah. Or I would get these random texts like, and these are current, like within the past 6 months since I found out not to do it. Like, are we still meeting today? And I would write back, I guess you didn't hear.
Oh.
And they'd hear what? I go, look, I was in a bad wreck last night. Something like that, Or I'm in prison, I killed 24 people or whatever.
Yes, I know. People being scummy. People just tell the truth.
Or when you get the call and it's a bank saying that you got a problem with, and it's a bank that you don't even have an account with.
You know what? I fell for it one time.
Yeah.
A bank that I do bank at. And I went ahead and called him back, and like an idiot, I gave him my information, started giving my bank information.
Yeah.
And I can right away I realized, Tom. So I called the bank. They were great about it. They were kind of laughing at me too. But they froze my account, so there's no problem.
Yeah, I'm sure you're not the first person that ever did it.
I know. I should know better. But, okay, what's going on this week? Okay, so we have to get out and sell our Rocky Mountain club. Rocky Mountain. No, what am I talking
Roscoe.
about? Roscoe. Jeez, Tom. Monday morning, get going here. Oh, loving my new gym too. Crunching.
Yeah, you're crunching it.
Oh yeah, it's just like it's $10 a month. It's dingy a little bit. It's like well lit, but I got all the equipment and everything. But they don't clean it. So weights are all over the place. It's more like a real gym, right? So yes, large Hispanic. A lot of tattoos in there.
Do you have any tattoos? I don't have any.
No, I don't. Do you?
No, not a one.
No. I was always threatening my sons that I was going to get tattoos, like put their names on there.
That's what I thought about doing too. Yeah, I was going to put Sean. Yeah, I was going to put Sean here with boxing gloves hanging, and then my other son Ty here. He's an actor, so that the sad face and the happy face. And Beth looked at me. She goes, "How old are you? You get a tattoo now. You get the tattoos when you're a kid. You don't get them now."
Yeah, so I always thought, so you get the tattoos when you're younger. Then you turn like 60, 70 years old. You got all these tattoos.
And then you go, "Why did I do that?"
Yeah, I mean, you gotta.
Well, the thing about tattoos now, and it's cool. Look, people have tattoos. Some of them look tremendous. Some are, but here's the thing. It kind of, to me, and this is just my opinion, is lost a little bit because everybody has tattoos.
Yeah,
it used to be if you had a tattoo, you were either incarcerated, military, or a biker.
Yeah.
Now means you make a nice pork roll with balsamic reduction.
Oh, you're good today. You're butter today. You are butter.
But it doesn't have the same impact it used to have.
Yeah. Oh, my sourdough bread. Oh, I love that. It's fresh out of the oven.
Yeah.
My goodness. Really healthy too, right?
Sure. Yeah. Well, it's fermented.
Reduces the sugar level even during meals and everything too, supposedly.
Yeah. One of the, I haven't been doing it, but sauerkraut. If you can get really organic sauerkraut, probably the healthiest thing you could eat.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. It's got tons of probiotic and prebiotics. It also, like vitamin C, you wouldn't think sauerkraut would have vitamin C.
Yeah.
It's got a tremendous amount of vitamin C.
Wow.
And it's, you know,
Let me see here.
the only problem is
William,
don't put it on a tube steak, whatever you do though.
I got a lot out. I got a lot when I was younger in the service, but now I wish I. Oh, tattoos.
Yeah, well, you were in the service, so that's
Yeah.
understandable, and I mean, it goes with the territory. But like, if you just graduated from, well, I won't pick a school, but you know what I'm saying. It's like that's cool. You're in the service. There's a story behind it, right? William,
Yeah,
was that his name? William, yeah, and so that's cool, and I respect that. But it's just when you see like I don't know, guys
Yeah, I
my age that just got one, you're like, dude, what are
Yeah.
you like? You're
I know.
old. You're not going down to Ortley Beach and the 18, 20-year-old girl is not going home with you because you got a tribal band now. It's just not happening.
William, what branch of the military were you in there, brother? Thank you for the service.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, William Haynes. He's a little bit of a new listener here, I think, too. Fermented
Mhm.
foods, pickled, except
Yeah.
for digestion.
You're right, Billy. And I have pickles in the fridge. I love pickles.
Oh, do you really? I'm not a
Yeah.
pickle guy.
Oh,
Pickles
no,
are
I
just
love-
cucumbers, right? Are they just fermented?
Cucumbers, yeah, they're pickled, and the juice, like, here you can drink the juice. It's really got a bunch of electrolytes in it. It's really good for rehydration. U.S. Army, awesome.
Thank you very much, William.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
So I got to tell you a horror story. I was in the gym in Patterson, and it was the dead of summer, like August, like when it's already 94 in the morning, humidity. We just got done training and lost a lot of fluid. So there's a quick check right around the corner in Patterson there. So I go in there, grab some water, and I see in the bottom, like those frozen pops, but there was a frozen pop made out of pickle juice. I go, bang it, that's it. So I grab it and I get in the car and I open it up and I bite into it. I go, this is the grossest thing I've ever had in my entire life. It's one thing if you drink it and you swallow it, but yeah, it wasn't too good.
Okay, I think I touched on this last Thursday when I was by myself on the show, but I have a major problem. I think there's some kind of conspiracy in the toilet industry because if you don't sit right on the right spot, then if you poop, it comes on, it stains the side of the bowl, and then you got to come back with a brush. My theory is that the people that make the toilets also make the toilet brushes and the toilet paper and everything, so they don't like if you go to an outhouse, it just drops straight down. No problem.
You might be onto something.
Yeah.
So why don't you just start a new business? Like a little portable outhouse you can put out on the deck,
Right?
and really live the life. When you get up in the morning,
Yeah.
go outside, rain, snow, whatever.
Right.
Do your business.
Right.
You
I
know.
think, but I guess then, and it doesn't seem when you're in the outhouse, it's far enough down that you don't splash. Your butt doesn't get splashed either, right? Because it's going right down to the water. The water.
Yeah, you have a good 5-foot drop.
Yeah.
Or you can go the other route, just hang your rear end over the side of the porch and bombs away.
Right.
Yeah.
Or you can do like when I was in the Survivor in Fiji, go out in the ocean. Right?
Go out in the ocean. Yeah. Well, you live by the water.
Yeah. Hey, I'm going
There you go.
to go take a poop. Going down to the beach, take a poop.
That's a big flush, though.
Yeah, that is.
Atlantic
Where does that all
Ocean.
go? You think? Do these fish eat the poop?
I'm afraid to even think about it.
I know the fish that we're eating.
Well, see, that's part of going back to like organic, like farm salmon. Oof. Do you know what they feed that? They feed them. They feed them.
But
crap.
I scanned it with my yucca thing because I get the farm raised salmon at Costco, and it's
worst thing in the world for you.
Really?
Oh,
what are they feeding it?
Crap.
Really?
Yeah.
My yucca. I'm glad we brought this up because my yucca does not agree with you.
I don't agree with yucca.
He's second airborne
brag.
division.
Yeah, man.
All right, very cool. And he also
So
has two
I
sons.
was listening to a guy who had served. I think he went in the military around 1980. He's from down south. He's from Texas, and he was airborne. He went to Fort Bragg. He ended up being an SF guy, but he was talking about his first experiences with, because in his really small town, and it was in Texas. He was on a farm, and his dad handed him a 22 when he was 7 years old, showed him what not to do, and said, go. And so now he spent his whole childhood running around shooting guns. And so the transition to the military was easy. But he was talking about the difference between when he went into SF in the 80s, Special Forces, and the guys that were teaching him at that point were all Vietnam vets that were Green Beret or MACV SOG, which William would probably know what they were. And the difference was he said we were training to fly in on a chopper, and this is not to diminish by any means what they did because it's still heroic, it's still amazing, but go out on mission, come back, and fly back. He said these guys were going in the jungle hunting guys that were trying to hunt them, and he tells a story of a couple. So the MAC, if anybody's not familiar with SOG, SOG, it stood for Studies Observation Group, which was the way that the CIA kind of gives it these names that don't sound really aggressive. But what they were doing, they were going into Laos and primarily Laos when we weren't supposed to be there. And they were training up indigenous people to attack North Vietnam when they came through with the Ho Chi Minh Trail to resupply. Anyhow, he goes, there was two guys. The story was two guys went into, this was, I think, in Thailand, went into a village where there were like 1,000 soldiers by themselves. And for a week, just to get intel, for a week, think of this, hid like behind bushes while there's 1,000 men armed and capable walking around. So it was pretty interesting.
Oh, very cool. William Haynes, he's I like this. He's telling us about your service. Airborne infantry. I could have pursued SF options, but I wanted to do my time and I have to go for. I had enough. Don't blame it all. Don't blame me at all.
No, that's more than enough, and more than most people will ever do, William.
Yeah, we know a lot of military guys, and obviously new friend here in William Haynes. And it's just, I'd like to see. I would like to test myself. Like, could I handle it? Right? Like, could you be a Navy SEAL? Could you be Special Forces? Could you just be regular Army, Marines, whatever? Too, right? Man,
you find out.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Well, we did a lot of things today. We covered Taylor Swift. Do you think that's lipstick on her? Or do you think some people say those are tattoos on her lips? Tattoos.
I didn't really put much thought into it, but I mean, she's a lovely girl. She
yes.
Like
you know what? You're right. I should be careful. Her parents love her. Travis Kelce loves her.
Yeah. There's enough people that love her that she's a billionaire.
No kidding. She's pretty talented, I guess.
And then they just arrested some dude in New York. I think he's Australian. He's stalking her.
Yeah, I saw that.
And so Beth was saying, "Oh, that's horrible." I said, "Beth, she's probably got like 4 retired SF guys around her all the time.
Yeah, totally.
Security. Yeah. She's got nothing to worry about. But it's still pain. But see, that's what comes with fame. Unfortunately.
Money, fame. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you knew about it just being but being an NHL player, like,
Yeah, you know what is good. Yeah,
like
I think you just get so used to it. You're growing up; it just becomes part of your life.
Yeah. But to be at that mega, you can't even walk out the house to just go to the car and grab something.
Well, and you got to wonder. Okay, so it appears her and Travis Kelce are in love, but like she's the bigger star. Obviously, she must be thinking in the back of her head, does he really?
Never
love
works.
Me? Yeah,
never
right.
works. And we were talking about that the other night. If you look at a lot of these like actors and actresses that marry, if one star starts to eclipse the other one, it never works.
Right. Yeah, that's right. You don't see them normally. You don't see them marrying just a regular Joe on the street, right? It's another actress. I guess they can relate better to what the lifestyle is. And
so for Beth and I, she never has to worry about my star eclipsing her. So she's very secure in her station in life.
Not true. Not true, big man.
She's more worried about me mooning.
Did you ever moon anybody?
I don't think not my thing. No.
Maybe against the bus window, like some fans in the TVs.
Never even did that.
Didn't do that?
No.
Yeah, I think I did. How about streaking? So you never streaked then, obviously, either, right?
No, but the famous Yogi Berra story, spring training, there was a streaker. It was in the 70s, and I asked him, was it a man or woman? He goes, I don't know. They didn't have clothes on.
What? That's so bad. It's hilarious. That's pretty
Yogi
good.
Berra, yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah. Because you sit there and go, what?
Yeah. I think his best quote was when he ordered a pizza and they said, you want us to slice in 8 or 12 slices? He said, 12, I can't eat 8. No, 8, I can't eat 12 pieces of pizza.
Okay, here's the thing, too. Why do we put a round pizza in a square box and cut it into triangles?
Yeah.
Right?
That's geometry.
Huh. Really?
The Pythagorean theorem.
Yeah. Who decided to do that? Right? I guess you can't really make a round box, right?
Well, you could, but that's a tight fit then. This way you got the corners, you just plop that sucker in there. Yeah.
And not everybody cuts it into triangles. Some people do, you can get a square pizza too. I can make a square pizza.
Yeah.
Oh, my sourdough, man. I'm turning into a sourdough monster.
So would you just put straight up tomato soup? Did you put anything else in there?
No, I just made the homemade bread. I made tomato soup out of from scratch. So I had sautéed onions, garlic, crushed tomatoes. What
Mhm.
else did I put in there? A little bit of apple cider vinegar. Did I put apple cider vinegar in there? No,
I
guess
love tomato
no.
soup.
Oh, yeah. And then I put chicken stock in there, and I get one of those little immersion blenders, that you put right in the pot.
Oh yeah.
So blend it all up, and I put some cheese in there too. The recipe called for cheese and for heavy whipping cream, but I figured I'd just put the cheese in and then really blend it up really good and make it.
So let me ask you: is a tomato a vegetable or a fruit?
It's a vegetable.
Nope,
Really?
it's fruit.
What about a caper?
Listen, man, I don't want to go away for time. Like, I don't think I could do a stint in prison right now.
Oh, do it a caper. They're actually a fruit. A caper is a fruit.
They are fruit, yeah.
Yeah, very.
But no,
good for you,
tomatoes
too.
are fruits. Everybody thinks they're not everybody. A lot of
Oh,
people
is that
think
right?
they're vegetables. They're actually a fruit. Yeah.
Wow. What is the best? Are you a pizza? You don't eat pizza, right?
Well, I like pizza. I just don't eat. I mean, once in a while maybe, but it's got to be quality because then I feel really depressed if I blew my pizza quota for the year and
Yeah,
it was crappy.
I know.
Yeah.
And I love
Yeah.
pepperoni too, but it's so bad for you, right?
Yeah.
The processed meat, so it's
Yeah.
sodium in it. Oh,
But I
so
mean,
I do a
once in
nice,
a while.
yeah, do a nice pizza, chicken pizza with tomato, garlic, onion.
See, when I eat pizza, I just want pizza. I don't want anything on it.
Oh, really? So you just want the
Yeah.
cheese pizza?
I just want regular pizza. Yeah.
Just
And
cheese
if it's
pizza? No.
and for me, it's the oil they use
Oh,
is really important. Yeah.
so I'm going to
And
make
the crust.
sourdough. I'm going to make sourdough pizza from now on. A little
Mhm.
bit healthier.
Well, I do have the cauliflower pizzas.
Oh, do you?
Yeah,
Oh.
they're good.
Oh, good.
By quality brand.
Oh, that was so good yesterday. Nice. It was a cold, rainy day and a hot soup
perfect.
and everything.
Yeah, this weather pattern.
I
man.
know. I know.
Yeah.
All right, you magical creatures. Another fantastic show from across the universes.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift, twin brother.
You can see
Tyler
the
Swift.
resemblance.
Tyler Swift, yeah.
Yeah.
Go, you
I'm
Tyler.
actually Taylor kind of slow.
All right, everybody. Have a fantastic week. Grasshopper, great to see you. Okay, so everybody know we'll be getting on the whole Roscoe, not Rocky, Roscoe Mountain Club. Getting that so we're going to go for probably do a week thing. Not probably. We're going to do like going on Monday, leave on a Wednesday. We're going after primarily corporations that are going on like retreats, bonding experiences, and learn a lot about healthy food, healthy eating, healthy mindset.
And bringing in Molly Morgan, who's
Yes.
super,
Excellent.
super duper person and qualified. She was with Ottawa for 15 years as their nutritionist. And she's going to do a presentation on how to eat, what to eat, and how to make it.
Right. And we'll be doing hikes,
Yeah.
fireside chats, all kinds
Workouts.
of beautiful up there. Everybody look it up online, the Roscoe Mountain Club, and the mountains. It's a whole different world up there. Quiet lakes.
1,000 acres.
Yes, a blast.
Beautiful.
Everybody,
lake, right?
A huge lake. Yes, you can go fishing in the lake. Yes,
Yeah.
you go skinny dipping if you wanted to. Mark's going to do that. He'll show you how to do that.
I got to wait till it's warmer because I can't afford any shrinkage.
All right, everybody, have a fantastic week.
Peace. Where's my hand? Peace.